The entire college was in a terrible state, with dirt, cobwebs, insects, and rats roaming around. As we walked further, I noticed a yellow bulb glowing in the distance. A white sheet was draped like a tent with 4 sticks holding it up. Suddenly, a voice called out from inside, "Who's there?" Before I start, I used to be one of those who believed only in what I could see. But after this incident, I am convinced that there are other beings present even in this room right now. This story dates back to 2012. My friends, trying to convince me of the paranormal, decided to take me to a place where I would definitely see something unusual. It was during Ramadan, and after iftar, we planned to visit an abandoned college behind Mehdi Hassan Park in Karachi. This college had been shut for years, about almost 20 years as far as we knew. Since the gates were too high and the locals advised against entering, we decided to jump over the park's wall to get into the college. Equipped with only keypad phones with torchlights, we made our way inside. We didn't know what to expect or where exactly to go, so we wandered around, exploring the assembly area and a few classrooms, all filled with dust, cobwebs, and broken doors. About half an hour passed, and we didn't see anything unusual. We decided to split up. I convinced my friend Anik to explore a long corridor with me. Fahad and Hassan, 2 other friends, joined us. We walked slowly, talking amongst ourselves. And a slight fear began to creep in. As we walked further, we noticed a yellow bulb glowing in the distance. It was an old 100-watt bulb, flickering slightly. Anik thought it might be from a neighboring building, but I insisted we check it out. As we got closer, we realized it was indeed inside the college. The bulb was illuminating a makeshift tent made of a white sheet and 4 sticks. We felt a mix of fear and curiosity. When we were close enough, we saw a small, old man inside the tent. He called out, asking who we were. We nervously explained that we were playing cricket in the park and our ball had landed here. He invited us to come inside. As we entered the small space, we noticed how old and frail he looked. A small pedestal fan was beside him, making the sheet flutter. We sat down on the ground, trying to calm our nerves. He asked us where we were from, and we repeated our story about playing cricket. He seemed to hear us fine, but then asked why we were there. Anik quickly said that we were a group of about 8 friends. The old man, now visibly angry, told us to leave immediately and not look back. As we were about to leave, we heard a woman's voice offering us water. We turned around and saw a woman sitting right beside the old man, covered in a white sheet. We hadn't noticed her before. Fear gripped us, and we quickly left the tent, joining Fahad and Hassan who were waiting outside. We hurried back to the assembly area where the rest of our friends were waiting. We told them what had happened, but they were skeptical. We decided to go back and show them, but when we reached the corridor, the light and the tent were gone. There was nothing there. We swore we had seen it, but our friends didn't believe us. The next day, one of our friends went back to the college alone, driven by curiosity or some other reason. He called us later that night, asking us to meet him at the park. 3 of us went, and we found him staring at the same bench we had seen the previous night. He explained that he had returned to the college, and the same old man had been there, but this time, he wasn't alone. The woman was there too, and they both seemed to be waiting for something. Our friend felt a chill as the woman asked him to come closer, offering him water again. He quickly left and called us. We decided to investigate once more, this time as a group. When we reached the corridor, we saw the yellow bulb flickering again. The makeshift tent was back, and the old man was sitting there. He recognized us and asked why we had returned. We explained that we were just curious. He calmly said that his daughter was getting married, and he was waiting for her. We left, puzzled and scared. That night, we couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. We later learned that the college had a history of paranormal activities, with many sightings and strange occurrences reported over the years. This experience changed our perception of the supernatural. It made us realize that there are things beyond our understanding, and sometimes, it's better to leave them unexplored.